Hi guys, my name is Trishna, and as you've already read the title, this video is all about the do's and don'ts of concealer, foundation and your loose powder. It's really nice and hydrating kind of foundation which is infused with vitamin E and Bulgarian rose extract. So I absolutely love it. And when you're choosing a foundation, you need to see to it that you're not going for too light or too dark, because your foundation is supposed to make you look like having a flawless skin, and it is not supposed to make you look fairer or darker. There are people who choose a bit of a darker foundation if they want to tan themselves, and then there are people who choose a fairer foundation to look fair. That's the biggest mistake you make while choosing a foundation. So while you're choosing a foundation, swatch it on your cheek, and as you can see, this one matches my skin tone perfectly, and then you blend it out. Now when you choose a foundation, you need to swatch it on your cheek area, because your cheek area is the closest to your skin, and instead of swatching it on your hand, because your hand might be darker, so you always swatch it on your cheek area, and then you take a nice beauty blender and blend that out. Now that's how it is supposed to look. The foundation has blended in very nicely and very seamlessly. That's what a foundation is supposed to do. It should make your skin look seamless rather than cakey. I'm just gonna use this foundation all over my face to show you the difference. So as you can see, I have applied foundation only on one side of my face, and it has not made much of a difference because it is an exact match to my skin tone, and as you can see, it is matching even my neckline. And that's how you're supposed to choose a foundation which is closest to your skin tone. And there's one more point that you need to keep in mind is that while you're applying foundation, do not forget your neck area and apply it over there as well, because a lot of times what happens is that your neck area and your face do not match, and that looks very off while you're going out. So there's one more thing that you need to keep in mind is that you are supposed to use a nice and clean beauty blender or brushes, because the moment you use dirty beauty blenders or brushes, it might break you out. You might have a lot of skin infection. So always use clean beauty blenders and brushes for your makeup, especially your base. Cleaner the tools, healthier the skin, and flawless makeup every single day. So I'm going to go in with the concealer. So this is the concealer that I'm using. This is also from Lotus, and this is their Eco Stay collection. So things that you should remember while going for concealer is that you're supposed to go 1 or 2 shades fairer than your actual skin tone. So the main job of concealer is to conceal your under eye area, especially if you have dark circles. Another thing that you are supposed to do with a concealer is do not drag your concealer. Always go in tapping motion. If you are not comfortable using a blender, you can always use your finger and tap away all the concealer. Also, you need to remember that you are not supposed to go overboard with concealer, or else it might make you look very patchy and cakey. So less is more with foundation as well as concealer. So now that my concealer and foundation is set, you need to set it with a setting powder. So I'm using Lotus's setting powder. This is perfecting powder and it's Silk Touch, and this is how it looks like. The shade I'm using is Cashew. So one thing that you're supposed to do immediately after applying concealer is set it with a setting powder, loose powder or compact, whatever you have, because after applying concealer you tend to have these crease lines and we don't want that. Wow, do you see the difference? This one is shining and this one is matte. This is the reason that you're supposed to use a setting powder or a compact to set your makeup so it can stay matte all day long. Because India is such a hot and humid country, you need a setting powder to set that makeup so it stays for a longer period of time. So these are the things that you should keep in mind while you're doing base makeup. Go for a foundation which is almost closest to your skin tone. Go for a concealer that is 1 or 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, and always set your makeup with a setting powder. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did.